Hi, my name is Addison Ford, and I'm from Paradise, Texas. So my line is Barbie Dreams. So by the name of it, it's Barbie themed. Everything is pink, but it's inspired by my great-grandmother. She's 92. Her name is Emily Tackle. Growing up, I was obsessed with Barbies and everything pink, and she actually made Barbie clothes for my mother growing up, and then those were inherited to me. So I cherish those whenever I was a kid, and I still do now. So I drew inspiration from those clothes and made my Barbie Dreams collection. I was 3 in Dillard's, and my mom said that I was like laying out my outfits by myself at the age of 3, and my parents were like, okay, yeah, she's gonna be a fashion designer. And you know, I've just always loved clothes, and I've always said I was gonna be a fashion designer. It was never, I wanna be Barbie, I wanna be a firefighter. It was, I'm gonna be a fashion designer. So my senior year, before I came to college, whenever it was like time to say like, hey, what do you wanna do? I said, I've always said that, so might as well just do it.
Hi, my name is Caroline Coons, and I'm from East Bernard, Texas. The name of my line is Spritz Summer, and it's for a summery coastal vibe, and I wanted it to be like you're at the beach all day and now it's time to go to dinner with your friends, and so you just throw on a cute dress and it's go to a nice dinner. That was like the inspiration of my collection. From freshman year, I had very little sewing knowledge, and I've grown so much throughout this industry, and like learning how to like fully pattern to absolutely making a complete garment, whether that was redoing it multiple times to challenge myself and get everything perfect. And I think that's one of the biggest ways I've grown, from like not knowing much at all to like being able to sew a whole collection in a month or like in a span of a semester. I'm super excited about the colors in my collection. I think they like perfectly capture summer and like the essence of summer. And I think the silhouettes of all of them have like a perfectly meaning, and I'm super excited to showcase that.
Hi, my name is Erica Campuzano, and I am from Amarillo, Texas. The line of my collection is called Época de Oro. It translates to the golden age. It basically is a collection so I can introduce my Mexican cultural traditions to basically everyone around the world. It is a very performative outfit, and it's basically very rich in red colors. You get a little bit of maroon, burgundy, you get like a dark red to it. I've incorporated some roses as well. That's very important to our culture as well. It's a menswear style, usually traditionally worn by men, and I made it into a women's wear. It made it very sexy, very open cutouts, and I just wanted to make sure that a woman felt really good in their outfits. It has a lot of a curve to it, and a lot of gold accessories as well, which is very known for a Mexican culture. Traditional buttons, very nice suede fabrics, just to make it as close as possible to the actual practices, which is basically called a charreada.
Hi, my name is Garrett Sneed. I'm from Melbourne, Texas. So my line is called Damaged Goods, and it's based around the idea of creating something new and beautiful through destruction. And it also is sending the message that just because something is considered sort of damaged doesn't necessarily mean that it's lost value. It could actually gain value, the same way that people going through trials and tribulations and hard times in their life doesn't necessarily make them worse off. It could make them better off. It's got a lot of neutral colors, you know, browns and blacks. I've got an olive green in there, like a taupe, almost white, natural color. So very, very toned down neutral colors, and everything is distressed in one way or another based off that theme that I explained earlier. So I've got a sweater that's torn all the way up the side. I challenge the conventions of clothing. A lot of these seams are raw, they're frayed, and normally with clothing you would want a nice finished edge, a nice finished seam, something closed off, and this stuff is pretty much the complete opposite that.
Don't be defensive, don't be aggressive. It will be a waste cause we could be expensive. You need a little fee in your life. You need a little me in your life. I wanna see the sea in your eyes. You need to be free. Hey.
Move. Move. Body. Move. Move. Your body. Do you move? Move. Body. Move. Move. Your body. Do you
You're running through my mind with a a shotgun. I'm running out of time, but I'm not done yet. I don't need to run, it will come to me. I don't need to fight, but I keep moving, keep moving. Even what I lose, yeah, I keep moving. Put on my shoes, yeah, I keep moving. There's no room to refuse.
Hi, my name is Erin Cooley and I'm from Lubbock, Texas. My title for my collection is called Perfectly Offbeat, and I wanted to stick with some primary colors, some like bright like accents, and it is mostly inspired by hip hop dance and music, as well as like the movement. So kind of similar to hair choreography, I wanted each outfit to have an element of movement, and each outfit is also made of like some like detailed looks as well as some basics to kind of show how it can be styled, but also just like that it can create an effortless look, or you can go over the top by putting more layers on. It's kind of interesting because in the beginning, when I started college, I was more into more like avant-garde like dress look, but in the past couple years I've been really into streetwear and also got into like lots of different types of music, including K-pop. And they do lots of like layers and like they're like interesting like paneling and different like kinds of looks. And so I was like majorly inspired by that, but also just like my own experience with putting together outfits daily and wanting kind of an effortless look, but also like wanting like to put like effort in.
Hi, my name is Chancey Payne and I'm from Lubbock, Texas. My line is called Tastemakers. It's a 70s influenced collection made for women 45 plus. Lots of coats, denim. I was really inspired first by my mom. She is a fabulous woman, has fabulous style and great taste in general, and that's kind of where the Tastemakers title came from. We typically say trendsetter now. A tastemaker is somebody who sets the style and the fashion, and that is exactly who she is and who I want to be when I'm older. So I kind of blended her current style and my current style into who I think I will be as an older woman. So I came to Tech in this program. I'd only been sewing for about 6 months at that point in high school. I petitioned for my high school to get a sewing class. So I was really passionate about that, but I didn't quite know everything that was going to go into all that comes with being a designer, from the initial sketches and ideas to the final product. It's so fulfilling to be able to come up with an idea and see it to the final product, but it is a lot harder than people think.
Hi, my name is Jenna Henderson and I am from Boerne, Texas. The name of my collection is called Timeless Echoes. Timeless Echoes is a collection that sparks conversation about the heritage and rich culture of the Native American people. Grew up a little bit in Albuquerque, New Mexico, so I was always surrounded by reservations and the rich culture of the indigenous people, and I wanted to explore it a little bit more. I hand cut over like, I don't even know how many pieces of fringe, and I hand beaded like over 100 inches, so that garment took me probably like 100 hours to complete. It was like crazy. I have grown like tremendously. I think a lot of it was problem solving skills that we've learned along the way, and almost just time management, as well as like knowing when it's okay to switch plans. It's okay to change. If something's not working, you have to take a step back and adapt, and then figure it out from there.
Hi, my name is Jessica Buchek and I'm from Houston, Texas. So my senior collection is titled Before I Say I Do, and it is a pre-bridal wear line. It's designed for the bride-to-be and features every look a bride will need for events leading up to her wedding. The 4 looks, there's like kind of different style variations. There's some that are a little bit more casual, some that's more formal, and I have more fun and like outgoing looks. For most brides' engagements, it'll last like a year or 2. And so I wanted to give them a collection where they can just wear these clothes and feel special and celebrated and keep that excitement throughout their entire engagement, instead of just designing wedding dresses where like most brides would just wear like one and buy one. I came to Texas Tech as an architecture major. I didn't even know that Tech offered apparel design and manufacturing, and so it was kind of a decision on a whim. Like in May, I just kind of fell in love with it right when I started, and I realized I always liked to design, but I think it was like not architecture that I loved, it was the fashion side of it. The program has definitely put me out of my comfort zone where I've worked on stuff that I never would have thought I would have designed or sewn. I've definitely just grown as an artist in general and been exposed to like more styles of fashion that I wouldn't have thought before that I would have been interested in.
Hi everybody, my name's Krista DeNicki and I'm from the DFW area. So my collection is called Fancy Pants. It was inspired by Fancy Nancy because I loved her fashion growing up and all the mixing and matching of colors. And so I have a lot of prints going on in bright colors, but it all looks cohesive, and each look you're able to change out in between and it still all matches together. I've grown through this program because I came in my freshman year not knowing how to sew at all, and then throughout my years I've gotten really good at construction, and so in my internship I'll be doing manufacturing mostly, and I actually won Best of Sewing last year, so that was a really proud moment since I started from the ground up. So yeah. After I graduate tech, I want to go into more of the manufacturing and pattern making side and technical design. That's where I feel like I am the best at because I love the construction and the background of the final garment.
Hi, my name is Liana DeLuna and I'm from New Braunfels, Texas. My clothing line is named In Giorno, and it's a high-end evening wear collection inspired by my love for symphonic music. I have played piccolo and flute for 13 years and have experience being in music for most of my life, so I wanted to take that and use it as a jumping point as the inspiration for this. This collection kind of experiments with voluminous silhouettes and negative space, so you'll see black and white and black and cream, and just the play between those two colors. So this is actually my first experience in bridal and first experience in like evening wear. I found that I like constructing a lot, so constructing the pieces, when you're actually making the garment and seeing it come to life in your hands, I think that's whenever it's really magical. After I graduate, I'm hoping to work more in the custom bridal and custom evening wear space, especially concept-driven designs for custom-made wear.
Hi, my name's Lillian Lopez and I'm from San Antonio, Texas. My collection's called Prima Donna, so it's super colorful, maximalist aesthetic with some zebra print and super bright colors and big silhouettes. Was definitely inspired by fun hyper pop music like Charlie XCX or Fisher and like Fred again, like definitely more like rave house music. And yeah, I just wanted to make outfits for girls that are super fun and it's super colorful. And my grandmother used to sew. She used to have a sewing room, so she would make all my outfits. But then once I got to high school was when I kind of thought I wanted to take this career seriously, especially because I've always been a bit more creative. So I definitely in high school I was able to take some fashion classes, and then once I figured out that tech had a good fashion program, then it kind of sealed the deal for me. It's definitely had me look at challenges in different ways and learn how to problem solve a bit more. And I mean, the dream for me is always New York, and now I get to go there this summer because of the skills that I was able to acquire here. Good design's good design. It doesn't matter how it looks, and if it's not my taste, I know it's someone else's taste, and that's what I designed for. I designed for people to have a reaction, whether you look at my clothes and it's a positive or negative reaction, it's still a reaction. So as long as I get a reaction from you, I got my job done.
Hi, my name is Margaret Tipton and I'm from Dallas, Texas. The name of my line is Free-Handed, and it's all inspired by non-materialism. And I got really passionate about this idea by reading the Bible a lot, and so pulled a lot of biblical inspiration, but it's also just supposed to be super creative and fun. I learned how to sew from my grandma when I was probably like 6 years old. Always loved making clothes and different things, and then whenever I got into like styling in high school, that was what led me into the pathway of like choosing fashion design when I came to college. I would say that my skills have grown a lot technically. I've always been super creative, but kind of honing in on the technicalities and the small details of design and construction has been what I've really learned so well here at Tech. Whenever I'm done, I'm gonna travel and then continue growing my personal brand and hopefully make a living off of that. My goal with it is just reach a bunch of people and open their eyes as what is the most important thing in life. Everything is an avenue for meaning and purpose. If we're so focused on material things, we're missing so much more of what life is actually about.
Hi, my name is Madison Block and I'm from Argyle, Texas. My collection is called Eastside Joe and it is inspired by New York City and the city girl that's always on the go. My inspiration comes from the Ralph Lauren classic collections and outfits that I've seen people wearing at Ralph's Coffee in New York City on the Upper East Side. So that's kind of where we get Eastside and then Joe, like the other name for coffee. Yeah, so when I first started this program, I couldn't sew at all, like even a button, nothing. And now I'm making outfits to fit models. So like just being able to see how far I've truly come from looking back at my first assignment of just like literally sewing straight lines on a piece of fabric. And I had such a hard time doing it. And now I'm constructing entire garments to fit people. It's just crazy to see the personal growth I've made here. I have always been passionate about clothes and I've always loved to shop and just like looking at all the different options. And at one point I realized there was things that I wanted to wear that didn't exist. And I was like, maybe it's my turn to like make things for other people because they always say if you want it, make it happen. So that's kind of where I made my decision to become an apparel designer.
Hi, my name is Sean Castillo and I'm from Amarillo, Texas. So the title of my collection is called Steez. It's a combination of the words style and ease. It's very popular in outdoor sports, but I took particular inspiration from snowboarding. And so a lot of my collection is winter wear combined with streetwear. I would say I've gone through a lot of growth. This past school year has really taught me what it means to dedicate your time to a goal. You know, there's been a lot of growth this past year in particular. I've had a lot of goals of trying to have my own business and sell my own clothing and market myself. It didn't come from one place in particular. It kind of just developed over time. I had my own fashion show in November, and so I kind of sold some merch off of that, and it didn't stop. Like, it just kept going. Like, I kept getting orders in. I'm still getting orders in today, and so it's just kind of been something that developed over time. I didn't have that goal, but something that I really enjoy.